Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, on my channel, I'm always telling you guys, live an active lifestyle. Make smart nutritional choices. Move more and sit less. Fight against the laziness, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about what you look like in the mirror, but about how you feel. It's not about perfection, but about consistency. And I've often showed you guys and demonstrated different exercises and different routines, workouts, circuits that I enjoy doing. And I demonstrate and I do these things so that you can see how I'm doing them. The way that I do that so that you can have some idea in your mind how to do these things, or just give you ideas in general of different exercises and workouts that you can do that maybe you didn't even think about. That's why I tell you guys when I'm talking about motivation and inspiring the people around you, right? People are always watching you, right? So maybe you can inspire them by doing some of these workouts, or introducing someone to a workout that maybe you saw from someone, maybe something you saw from me. And you know, I always tell you guys that I like to do circuit training. As I've gotten older now, right? I told you I don't go to gyms anymore, and it's not important about how much weight I'm necessarily, how much weight I'm lifting. I'm not trying to ego lift or, you know, be the strongest man in the world. I want to be able to move good. It's all about moving and how I feel, right? I told you guys I want to live a good quality of life. I don't want to just be alive, but I want to be living. Right? I've told you guys, someone in a coma is technically alive, but they're not living. So the key for me is to have a good quality of life, forever how long that is, ladies and gentlemen, right? We're not promised tomorrow. So what we want to do is put the odds in our favor so that we have a decent quality of life. It's not necessarily important, or we can't guarantee how long we're going to live, but we at least want to have a good quality of life. So that's what I focus on when I exercise. So I focus on what? The heart rate. I tell you guys all the time, the heart muscle is the most important muscle, but a lot of us are caught up in the show muscles. And I get that, ladies and gentlemen, especially when we're young. We're worried about how we look. We want the muscles, right? We think we're maybe going to attract girls that way, and, you know, people are going to want to look like us, and people are going to admire us because we have big biceps, or we have a big chest, or, you know, whatever the case may be, we got six-pack abs. But that's not necessarily the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, right? Moving, how you feel is more important. So I focus on my heart rate. I tell you guys to lower your rest periods. Focus on the intensity, because if you keep your rest periods low, that's automatically going to raise up the intensity of your workout. If you're resting really long in between each set, then your intensity goes down. Your heart rate is going down. It's not staying up. So shorten out your rest periods. Stop lollygagging between sets. Stop talking on the phone. Stop lollygagging with your friends. Stop standing around. Right? I told you I rest 1 minute in between the sets of the circuits. So I'll pick 3 exercises, right? Back to back to back, right? And then I'll do those exercises, then I'll rest for a minute, and then I'll go in to those exercises again for another set. That's how I think about my circuit training. That's how I focus and keep my heart rate up. Remember, 220 minus your age is your max heart rate. That's the max heart rate. That's what you want to think about. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're exercising, especially as you get older, focus on your heart rate, keeping those workouts intense. Stop lollygagging. That's why I tell you, you can get a good workout in 30 minutes. It's all you need. It's 30 minutes. You'll get a great workout in 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, if you stop lollygagging and you stop standing around, wasting time. That's all you're doing, lowering the intensity of your workouts. So one of the circuits that I like to do that I've shown you guys many times is a circuit where I'll do the farmer's carry, right? So I'll take one of these rocks here. You guys know I'll walk down a distance, and then I'll walk back, right? And then I'll put the rock down, and then I'll go into a step up, right? I'll go right into some step ups. And you can do the step ups holding weight or without holding weight, however you think you want to do it, however you want to do it. Like I said, if you're just starting out, then you don't need to hold any weight for the step ups. And I told you what you want to focus on, what you want to think about is getting a 90-degree angle. This is what you want to think about, having a 90-degree angle when you step up onto these platforms. That's how you want to think about it. 90-degree angle when we step up onto the platform, right? So find something that's going to give you at least a 90-degree angle. Doesn't have to be anything super high, and you don't want something too low. If you want to hold weight, you can hold weight. All right, so I told you guys, you can throw weight on your shoulder. You can do it that way. Step up on here, holding the weight. Doesn't matter. You don't have to hold weight. You can hold weight at the front, however you want to do it. Same thing with the carries. When we do the carries, we're doing weighted carries, right? I tell you guys, you're going to heel toe when you do the weighted carry, right? So we get one of these rocks here. Remember, bend our legs, and we're going to carry this like this. Press it up against our bodies, and we're going to heel toe, nice and easy, walking down the distance and then walking back the distance, and then we're going to put the rock down. Remember, when we lift these rocks up, we put these things down, we're being careful with our back. We don't want to arch the back, hunch the back over. We want to bend down, right? Hip hinge it. and pick that weight up and be strong when we pick it up and be safe when we pick the weight up and when we put the weight down. Heel toe, walk down a distance, walk back a distance, right? Go on to the step ups. And then I like to finish it up with the burpees. Now I've told you, what does that incorporate? We have a pulling movement, right? Holding that rock is working out pulling muscles. The back, the biceps, right? Holding the rock upright is gonna work on our full body, but this is mostly our pulling. We're not pushing, we're using our pulling muscles for this, right? Then we're thinking about some kind of lower body exercise, whether we do a hip hinge, right? A deadlift, or whatever it is, or we do some kind of step up. We do some kind of squatting movement. This is what we want to think about. Some kind of lunge. Maybe we do a walking lunge, a lower body movement. And then we want to finish up with a pushing movement. So we've covered the bases here. Pulling, right? Some kind of lower body movement, a step up, a squat, a lunge, right? Some kind of hip hinge movement here. And then we working out pushing movements. I told you we can do the burpees for a pushing movement. So we'll do the carry, then we'll do the step ups, right? And then we'll go into a burpee. And I've demonstrated the burpees many times, right? We want to come down and be even, right? Nice and even. Right? So we're going to come down at the one time, all together. Everything goes down. Touch, we pop up, and then we jump at the top. That's one, ladies. I mean, that's how we do the burpee. All the way down, and then we up, right? You bring the feet to the hands in one motion. Feet to hands in one motion, jump at the top. That's one. So that way we've covered all the bases. And that would be one set, right? So we'll walk with the rock, down, back with the rock. Put the rock down, we'll go into the step ups, right? We'll do step ups. 1, 2, right? We'll do 10, 20, however many reps you want to do. You can do it for time or reps. And then we'll go immediately into the burpees. I always try to do at least 10 burpees. But like I said, if you're starting out, do 5. If you're not that strong, do 3, do 7, do 12, do 15, do 20. Whatever you want to do, you can mix it up. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. There's different ways you can do this. So think about that. And that'll be one set. Then you rest 1 minute. Time it. Look at your watch. Whatever the case may be, time it. Wait 1 minute. And then you go again, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to do that 3 to 5 sets. And that will be your workout. And you can do that in 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you can do this in 30 minutes. Shout out to the Kill Crew. Before I end this video, I got these shorts recently. The Kill Crew, shout out to them for sending me these shorts. I'm not sponsored by them. They didn't send me these for free. So when I mean send me them, for me buying them and them coming in the mail very quickly. But these fit very comfortably. I've done a couple workouts in these shorts. So shout out to the Kill Crew and their shorts, man. These things are real comfortable. If any of you guys have heard of them or worn their stuff before, and I call these the Starship Troopers, the AKA Johnny Ricos. If you guys have seen the movie Starship Troopers, then you guys know Johnny Rico. And there's a scene from the movie when, you know, he's playing football, and these are their colors. They're called the Tigers, the Buenos Aires Tigers, I believe it was. And this is their colors. It's the orange with the black tiger stripes. So I call these the Johnny Ricos, AKA the Starship Troopers from Kill Crew. Shout out to them, man. Great clothing. Like I said, fits great, man. You guys know the deal, man. Remember this stuff, right? These are things you could do. Don't need any fancy equipment, ladies and gentlemen. Just get up, fight against the laziness. Move more and sit less.